And away we go.
All right, so it's currently raining right now, but that's besides the point. What is in the news right now?
That does not look good at all.
Wait, what is it? Wait, what is it? Is it bad?
Oh, it's bad.
Is it terrible?
Absolutely.
Is it horrifying?
Maybe not, but certainly the first two, sure.
Okay. Well, what's the news?
Alright. Were Tim Walz, Ian Elon Omar, and Tina Smith next? Minnesota Shooters Manifesto contained hit list.
Wow, that is terrible. A hit list. Huh.
Yeah.
Do we have the names on who's on this alleged hit list?
A shooter's vehicle contained a target list with the names of Governor Walz, other Democrats, and abortion providers, according to a report. Governor Walz said, "We must all, in Minnesota and across the country, stand against all forms of political violence." A Minnesota lawmaker and her husband were fatally shot, and a second lawmaker and his wife were wounded in what Governor Walz described as targeted political violence.
Wait, are you talking about the one, the only Tim Waltz or just Tim Waltz himself?
Yes.
The greatest of all time? Tim Waltz? The guy who would have been the greatest president in history? That Waltz? Or Waltz?
Yeah.
But I will say, but in all seriousness though, I know you may hate Democrats. I know there are people out there who may disagree with Democrats. I know there are people out there who may disagree with the abortion clinics. But killing the people who do that is not the way to solve the problem, because ultimately speaking, there's always going to be someone else rising up and advocating for stuff like that. You may not agree with it, but trying to off someone and giving a hit list about it and like making a hit list about it. Well, the hit list part is not only dumb, but it's just not the way to do it. It's like you shouldn't kill someone just because you disagree with them and what they're doing and their actions, and especially because of their political standpoints, their political association. I think that's dumb. People treat politics like it's a religion or something. It's stupid. I mean, like I'm glad no one got hurt, and I'm glad that what some especially Risk may consider him the GOAT. Tim Waltz didn't get hurt. I don't like saying GOAT, but anyways, yeah, it's like but I'm glad no one got hurt though. Like this manifesto. Did it say that they like caught the guy, or is like did they just find the hit list and like they didn't catch anybody yet?
They only found the shooter's vehicle and then a list of the targets that the shooter wants to eliminate.
I see. Okay, so no one has really been caught yet. Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. So all we can do is pray and hope for the safety of Mr. Waltz and the other people who are on the hit list. Because look, once again, I know that you don't agree with people. I know that you don't. I know that you don't necessarily agree with their ideology. But killing someone because of their political affiliation and because of their worldview beliefs is not the way. In fact,
It's
you should
not the
try.
answer.
Yeah, it's definitely not the answer. Taking a life just because of what they believe in. I don't agree with that either. But I'm not going to kill someone for it. I mean, if I can talk to them about it, sure. And if they don't change their mind still, I can't do anything about that. But I'm not. I'm definitely. I definitely wouldn't think to kill a person because of that. Bro, he must go really hard for Trump then. I don't know, man. It's like some of these. I'm not saying all of them are bad, but it's people like this who are making all of Trump's supporters look bad by association. If he is a Trump supporter, you know, and obviously against abortion, it also makes people who are pro life look bad as well, because um, yeah, it's just, bro, you care, you care about you care about the abortion thing, yet you want to kill someone for it. It's a bit hypocritical. It's a little hypocritical,
Yeah.
to say the least. It's like, how are you going to care about someone killing children, yet you're trying to kill someone, a fully grown adult? You're trying to take another person's life away. It's a little hypocritical, to say the least. I mean, his heart being the person. This slightly true, but at the same time, it's like if you're gonna kill people for it, it's not in the right. It's not in the right place, or it's not in the place that it should be. I don't know. It's like there are YouTubers who advocate against this stuff, and yeah, I would say like that's where you should start. There's not going to be any change. There's not really going to be much change, but still, it'll. I don't know. It'll keep you busy. I mean, but you got to figure. Yeah, I'm just saying, bros. Like even if you're angry about all this stuff, you have to figure out how to like take that anger out some other way in a healthy way, because definitely taking a life is not one of those ways that will satisfy you or give you comfort. And the point is, whoever this person is, they need to do better. They need to be better. They need to be an upstanding human being, an upstanding citizen of their country, and supporting whatever political party they want. Obviously, I don't support any of them, but if you want to support a political party, that's fine. Just don't make it your whole identity. I think that's dumb. Making a political party your just whole identity and your frankly your reason for living. It has to stop. It has to stop somewhere. It has to stop somewhere eventually, where it's like people just really think to themselves, is it really worth? Is it really worth it? Is it really worth taking a life? Because honestly, yeah, it's like certain stuff, things like this is not worth taking a life. I mean, if you like, obviously, like there are people who have their reasons for taking lives, and I don't want anybody's life to be taken. But if you have a justifiable reason to do it, then fine. Then fine. That's your justifiable reason for doing it. But this is definitely not one of them. And yeah, that's all I have to say about that. But yeah, do you have any thoughts, or you want to move to the next story?
I don't have anything else to add on besides what you already said.
Okay, cool. What else is there in the news?
Records suggest the vengeful noblewoman had priest assassinated in 688-year-old cold case.
Wait, hold on. They had a priest assassinated?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, let's hear more about that.
John Ford, a priest, was fatally stabbed by a group on a busy London street near St. Paul's Cathedral on May 4th, 1337. The killing followed years of public penance imposed on noblewoman Ella Fitzpaine, who had adulterous ties with Ford and likely ordered the attack as revenge.
Wait. Hold on. So this happened in 1337, you said?
Yes.
What the bro? Just because they had adulterous tie? I mean, man, times were different back then.
They sure were. Yeah.
I don't think. Dang, I do not think that. I don't think it says to kill anybody for having adultery for having like sex with a person. I mean, I get it, but it's like, dang, times were way different back then. Huh. Okay. Is there any more in the story?
Ford's throat was cut with a foot-long dagger by Hugh Lovell, Fitzpaine's brother, while two former servants stabbed him in the belly before an evening crowd. Professor Eisner called the crime a planned and cold-blooded act reflecting tensions between church discipline and noble power, supported by a 33-man jury despite no full justice. The investigation highlights medieval power struggles and public humiliation dynamics, suggesting the murder served as a brutal message about elite authority nearly 700 years ago.
Ah, dang. I'm not gonna lie. That's unfortunate, especially for a sin like for a sin like adultery. I mean, that I don't think killing him was warranted though. I mean, could it just I don't know took away his priesthood or something. I don't know, man. It's like it's complicated because it's like I don't think it says any of that in the Bible. I don't think it says anything about like killing someone for adultery in the Bible at all. I mean, pretty sure I'm not far. I'm not too far. I'm not too far in it yet. I don't really know if stoning used to be a thing, but I don't think it. I don't think it. Well, I don't think it's a thing now. Yeah, definitely no, not now. But yeah, it's like that's. I would not. I don't think I would handle it that way. And what I really want to wonder is why are they reporting this news now in 2025?
Well,
Yeah.
that is quite the mystery.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I think this is like the second news story we've had that like that happened a long time ago, but they're reporting it like right now. I don't know. Must be maybe it's like a slow news year or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's like I don't think I would handle it that way. I wouldn't kill a guy just based off of adultery. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I mean that's bad. I mean that's bad. But I thought it was gonna be like something like really really bad. I thought it was gonna be something like sick. Well, okay, that's sick too. But especially if person is married. But other than that, it's like I thought it was gonna be like something like astronomically. You know what? Even like astronomically like worse. I don't think you should have killed the guy. I mean, if he was it's one thing if he was doing it then on like just every time when he was done with a service it's like okay, no, just relieve him of his duties, kick him. I don't know, just like if he's doing something like that willfully, just I don't know, just kick him out, like just like remove him from the church, remove him, relieve him of his duties. Relieve him of his duties. But it's like, it's like, bro, it's like, I don't think you should have killed the guy. Definitely not. And this was a long time ago, before me and you were born.
Yes, and long before our grandparents were born.
Literally. Or, or, I don't know, maybe we had, like, relatives that lived in that time that we don't know about. But, but yeah, it's like, yeah, it's like, that's definitely something brutal to do for someone who committed adultery. It's terrible. It's still terrible. It's a terrible sin, but it's like, can, I don't think that would happen now. I don't, because, and I say that because it's like most people tend to commit adultery in this day and age, and you know, no one gets punished for it unless, like, I don't know, the husband or the wife comes in and they see their spouse cheating and they decide to fight the person who they're cheating with, or even kill them to that extent. Some people will really go to that extreme and like kill a person if they were really in love with their spouse or their significant other. Some people really go to that mind place. I would like to imagine if I saw my spouse cheating, I would just leave everything. I would just leave her stuff outside. I don't know, but I don't think I'd really get mad. I'd just be like, okay. I'd probably grieve later, obviously, but it's like I think in the moment, it's like I just would not grieve. I don't know. It's like it's sometimes like when it comes to that type of stuff, I feel like when it comes to certain things, it's like I'm a late griever, or if that's even a word, griever. I'm late. It's like I like take some time to like do my own thing and probably process it, and then I'll probably feel upset about it. But yeah, it's like, dang, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man.
It was what it was.
I mean, I'll just yeah, exactly. I would, I get, I will say this, man. It's like I would hope that I would say I would hope that he repented from it, but you know, obviously, if he got killed, then he probably didn't have time to do that. Huh? That is an interesting story, though. For a story for a story that happened a long time ago that came out that is being reported this year, that is definitely a very interesting story.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like times have really changed. I don't think we would kill anybody for doing that now. I would say like most people would call them out for it, and most likely if they found that if the people who were in charge of the church found out about that, he would be relieved of his duties as like but I'd say that's about it. Yeah, I would say like definitely like adultery is just one of the worst sins in the Bible. So yeah, but anyways, is there anything else in the news?
Yes, there is. Private schools lose high court challenge over VAT changes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's hear more about that.
The High Court dismissed private schools' challenge against the government's introduction of a 20% VAT on school fees on Friday morning in the UK. The policy originated from Labour's 2024 election manifesto commitment to abolish the VAT exemption to raise revenue, with opponents claiming it disproportionately affects vulnerable pupils. The court heard arguments that some children rely on private education for special needs, faith, or single-sex schooling, but ruled Parliament's legislation justifies the policy despite some human rights interference. The judges noted the policy would raise 1.5 to £2 billion yearly for state education, balanced with public interest, while claimants called the decision a huge disappointment and vowed to appeal. The ruling upholds government fiscal authority, but signals ongoing consultation as private schools and families consider appeals and criticize the tax's impact on education access and sector viability. Although on one hand, I understand why the current UK government wants to get rid of any form of taxation exemption for people with, or at least for institutions or people of high wealth. However, what would happen if if those exemptions for wealthy individuals are taken away, and then it would then lead to the fact that those individuals might even consider leaving the United Kingdom. What's going to happen then? There's an amount of monetary flow. There's a flow of monetization going about in the country. So people paying money for goods and services, and then those goods and services organizations and companies distributing those pays to their workers, and then they can spend that money for their essential needs and anything on top, and anything that they want to spend on if they have any money left. Like, the key to a prosperous economy, whether people like it or not, is high monetary flow. There's enough money going around amongst people, companies, and organizations. Having the exemption on private schools may cause more harm than the good that the current government thinks it will have. Because they say that it will raise 1.5 to 1.8 billion pounds yearly, but that's based off the current UK population. What if a few amount of those people who do pay for private education leave the United Kingdom to go to another country? What's the figure yearly for? What's going to be the figure then if some of those people leave? Would it be dropped down to like 900 million, 800 million? Like, they may say these figures now, but those figures can definitely change in the next year or two. So, I'm not going against decisions about taxation, but you can't have taxes too high to the point there isn't enough money for. And of course, yeah, I think that's all I have to say about that. Like, of course, people have their arguments about lowering taxes for the rich. I understand that the rich will have the money to pay for anything, but percentile wise, if wealthy individuals are dissatisfied, they will leave. We're not saying to pander to the rich, but as it stands now, it could be worse. And if more people leave, what's going to happen to national economies left, especially in the UK, as it stands?
Well, I think you pretty much covered it all there. Yeah, it's like, I agree 100%. Yeah. So, yeah, is there anything else in the news?
Let's see. Registration statement for Trump Media Bitcoin Treasury deal becomes effective.
All right, let's hear more about that.
Trump Media and Technology Group Corp., operator of the social media platform Truth Social, the streaming platform Truth Plus, and the fintech brand Truth.fi, announced that the company's previously filed registration statement on Form S3 has been declared effective by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission on June 13th, 2025. Consequently, Trump Media has filed a corresponding file prospectus with the SEC. In accordance with the company's obligations arising from the previously disclosed debt and equity agreements with approximately 50 investors that yielded approximately $2.3 billion in total proceeds, one of the largest Bitcoin treasury deals for a public company. The registration statement registers for resale by the investors the approximately 56 million shares of equity and 29 million shares underlying convertible notes.
Interesting. I will say this. It would be interesting to see where the direction of this will go. Like, regards to, like, Truth Plus and Trump Media. That definitely sounds like something very interesting. And I'd like to see where it goes from here. And I'd like to see how far it can go from here. But it seems like Trump has, like, everything like, all together, as far as, like, having his own social media platforms and having, like, just everything all under control. Shoot, doesn't need Twitter anymore, or X, to tweet on. He's got it all under control.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say like, I'd like to see where this all goes. Huh? It. You said it's called Truth Streaming.
Truth Plus.
Oh, Truth
They,
Plus. Gotcha, Truth Plus. And this is an application.
yes.
Interesting. Huh. Okay. Let me see what it's about. Let me see actually. Okay, I'm not surprised that Charlie Kirk is on there. Huh. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm not gonna download it, but looks interesting for, like, the average, like, Republican to, like, like, just burn time and just, like, watch something on there. So,
Okay.
Truth Plus. Hey, Risk, how you doing?
So they've been counter-protesting today
What kind of counter protests?
against Trump. Can you give me a double check on this? Manhunt is underway after Minnesota Senator John Hoffman and his wife Melissa Hoffman were shot overnight. Government employees, government officials, simply because they voted against, and they were Democrats as well,
That
because they
is,
simply were voted because they voted against, supposedly voted against giving health care to illegals. If this is true, this does not put Democrats in a good light. This puts them as the party that if they can't get their way, they'll. And if they, this, so imagine how many Democrats that think this is wrong, right? But are too scared to vote against anything like this in case they get fucking murdered.
yeah. I'll say this, man. It's like killing someone for, like, just simply because you disagree with something is not the way, bro. It makes your party
No,
look
but
bad. It
the
makes.
thing is, though, these people are not mentally ill. It wouldn't surprise me, because some of them are that freaking nutjobby.
I think me and John May also talked about earlier. Like, there was this guy who had a hit list on, like, people who are Democrats, including, like, Tim Walz. So I would say, like, they're like loons on, like, both sides.
Yes.
But,
Never okay.
yeah, but, like, and it makes either side, if you decide to do that, look bad.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like,
stupid.
yeah, so it's like, it can go both ways. But,
it can go both ways. But out of both of those people, out of both sides, I think the ones that are more unstable are the Democrats. I think Republicans, a lot of them are sane people. It's on both sides. There's crackpots on both sides, but their psyche is just not right in the head. Some of them, it's known that liberals suffer from depression more than fricking conservatives. So what else is going on?
SpaceX station leaked concerns will delay visit by astronauts from India, Poland, and Hungary.
I still don't believe that they're even going into space to begin with, but whatever. They can't even break the firmament around the earth.
Instead of taking accountability for themselves, they're blaming Trump. Dude,
Huh? Who?
there's people, like, literally, it's been confirmed. Governor Walz has announced that Democrat Rep Melissa Hortman is dead after politically motivated assassination. And they're blaming Trump because he owns this political climate. No. God, we've got some problems in the UK.
What is it this time?
Pro-Iran rally. Who the fuck have we let into this country, Jamie?
Mostly people from somewhere. Anywhere but Europe, mostly, because
People that
Brexit.
don't share our values, and quite frankly, are probably a fucking threat to us all. From Burger names from the majority. Storm hasn't got the balls to do what needs to be done. We need to deport fucking mass loads of these people.
Yeah, I mean a lot. Yeah, man, a lot of things have been going on, man. And for instance, he sent something in regards to like Bonnie Blue or Kyle Butler. Apparently, people are speculating that she might be a dude.
Who?
Bonnie Blue, you know her, the woman who slept with 1,000 men.
Yeah. Well, Democrats are rioting and protesting. Republicans are organising to get voter ID on the ballot in 2026. Sounds interesting.
European Union removes United Arab Emirates from financial crime blacklist.
I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
How come?
Well, this is
Well,
a
let's just
post on
say they've got a
Threads.
questionable human rights record. Don't get me wrong. European Union's doing this because the Saudis are very, very wealthy, and me and Jamie can both attest to that. They're very, very wealthy.
Oh yeah, they're very wealthy.
Money talks. Let's just say
Money's
the
their game.
EU is willing to sacrifice its morals simply against issues of national security. Let's just put it like this. Qatar owns most of Britain. The Qatar and the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund own a big swath of our companies. They also own a shitload of companies in America as well, which you should be worried about. But yeah. I watched a video basically saying how the UK is impenetrable, right? And basically it's impossible to invade. You guys there?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watched a video basically saying how UK is impenetrable to invade, and effectively even if there were people and it would be impossible for people to invade, yet even if they were to go get cities, it would be near impossible for them to take over the country. What the guy didn't mention was that there's certain parts in Birmingham, certain cities that are completely taken over. Would Manchester be included as one, Jamie?
As what?
One of the cities that's been taken over? Or is it on the verge of it?
In terms of demographics, I think there's more non-white / European ethnic people in Manchester than there are people of British ethnicity.
Okay, like I said, it's kind of similar to that in Aberdeen as well. Same with Inverness. I would say some of the similar the towns as well, but nobody's going to do anything about it because we're defenseless. Farage ain't going to do fucking nothing about it, and we know it. But what else is there?
Is there anything else in the news?
Yeah, there should be.
Okay, cool.
Well, yeah, supposedly they've been counter protests in every major city in America, which doesn't surprise me. Probably even New York as well. Trump's not a king protest. Well, he's not a king. They're deluded they think he's a king. Like, fuck me. He's going to be gone in the next election cycle. He's not going to be running the show in the next election cycle. He'll be gone.
Yeah, people worship Trump.
They might worship, but they don't worship him, but
Nah, some of them do. Come on now.
doesn't mean that they won't. He'll leave. He'll leave when it comes.
Like, legit, come on, man. Legit, when TikTok was gone, there were people praying to Trump. Like, Trump, please,
Was that the
bring back
leftist?
TikTok. I'm pretty sure. No, some of them were actually. I'm pretty sure some of them were leftists, but I'm pretty sure some of them actually did like Trump.
I'm sure they do. Like, I'm not saying that. Like, God, like they mock him, but there's a big swabs of people in New York, big swabs of people all around the country. Like, they might not agree with him politically, but there's a lot of people who just find him fucking hilarious. He's got, as much as they would love to tell you that the West of Europe hate him, we don't. We find it fucking hilarious. Like, just like
Well,
your country, you've got a small fucking part of the country that fucking hates him, and that's in the cities. But out in the countryside, out in the rural areas, out in Norfolk, out in frickin' Durham, County Durham, out in most of the other places of the UK, they like him. Surprisingly, in the northeast, he has a big amount of fan base here. Not in the city, but out in the countryside, in the rural parts, in the places that would probably vote Republican, vote for him. Big swabs. But yeah, and ironically, in areas where he's got his golf course as well, it's big parts that would like him.
Of course.
Yeah.
yo, By the way, are any of you guys taking like a side with either Iran or Israel? I'm not.
I personally think Iran's a threat. I don't personally think Iran should have nuclear weapons, but I personally don't think Israel should have nuclear weapons. Personally, if they could take both each other out, I'd be happy with that. Or weaken both of them. If both of them can be weakened, I think I would like that very much. Don't get me wrong, I don't want to destroy Israel. I want Iran to be weakened, and I want Israel to be weakened. I want Israel to learn a valuable lesson. Don't fucking mess with people you cannot fucking handle on your own, little boy.
Little boy.
Kids. He's America's little puppet. Well, Britain's little son. That hasn't learned from his fucking older brother. You don't take shots at people you can't fight on your own. I personally believe that we should mainly be focused on China. I think China's the bigger threat. I personally don't want Iran to get nuclear weapons. And I personally think we can cripple Iran, and so be it. I feel for the fucking everyday Iranian, but what we've done, what Britain and America have done to those people is fucking terrible. We should have never allowed the Shah to fall. What we've allowed to happen in that country is a bunch of fucking radical religious zealots that have turned themselves into a hermit kingdom.
Are we still talking about Iran?
Iran used to be a prosperous society. Used to have women were treated like equals. They were able to fucking go out in public not wearing a fucking garb. They were able to fucking drive cars. They were able to work. They were able to prosper until they got taken over that radical fucking sect. They used to be normal people until they fucking got outbred by those fucking savages.
Dang, outbred.
Yeah, basically. That's what happened to Lebanon. Lebanon was a functioning society.
But Switzerland's the Middle
Lebanon
East,
was
they
a
said.
functioning society. And then they thought they would do the nice thing and allow Muslims to come in, allow people from Palestine to come in, right? Guess what happened? Took it over and turned into a fucking terrorist shithole.
You know what? I will say this. I honestly don't think female Muslims are the threat. I think it's just the
They're
males.
not a threat, but I quite honestly don't like the ideology, and I don't want them passing that ideology on to the kids. I don't think they're a threat, but I don't want that ideology passing on to kids because
because
treats them
I don't
like
know.
slaves.
I don't know. I've just noticed this. Like, I think for the most
I
part,
still, why the fuck would you want to wear that? You're just derelicting yourself. You're making yourself look like a slave. You're not a slave. We gave you freedom. We gave you independence. We gave you the right to fucking the freedom of choice. We gave you the right to work.
yeah. I mean,
compared to what we weren't for all the rights we gave women.
and some of them do choose to wear that by choice.
Don't know why the fuck you'd wear that. To me, it's just symbolizing of slavery. It's a symbolizing of a time long gone. Don't get me wrong, you can practice your religion.
Would it be better if they wore just regular clothes with the head covering on?
I wouldn't even want them to wear that regular head clothing. They can wear religious. I would just want to dress normal, like most Muslims in freaking Saudi Arabia and Dubai. A lot of them, right? They're fucking normal people. They wear normal clothes. You can't fucking tell they're a Muslim. Quite frankly, they act like a normal person. And most time, don't get me wrong, you do see the ones where the freaking wearing the little clothing thing, but that's mainly just our royalty. The others, other people, Muslims and that, they're normal. They dress normally.
I feel like just by looking at certain Muslim dudes' beards, it's you can kind of tell that they're Muslim.
Yes, but they're not freaking trying to make it show. They're just living their lives. Don't get me wrong, that's the thing with... There's a difference between British-born Muslims and literally the fucking imports. Imports are religious zealots, and quite humbly, should have no right to live here. The British ones, they're a little bit more tame to a certain point of view. Yes, they respect their religion, but they're not fucking zealots. I used to watch videos of a Muslim, right? He didn't seem like a bad guy. Mainly he was basically he's just telling men to be men. But again, he wasn't like one of those strict Muslims. He was like a in between, to the sense he said, live your life, practice your religion, live your life. He wasn't one of those strict up to the book type. He was lenient. He saw the way things are going. He saw the way his religion's going. And he basically saw the fact that literally women, no matter what you do, young women are having experiences. There's something you can do about it to fucking change it, and it's not right to fucking oppress it, basically. But yeah.
Is there anything else in the news?
Republicans want to sell federal land for affordable housing.
Who's thinking of
Okay.
buying that land?
Good question. Senate Republicans want to sell up to 3.3 acres of federal land for housing development in 11 western states. Data shows that there's a shortage of 7.1 million affordable homes in the United States, and Republicans contend this could close the gap. States and cities would nominate areas they think would best serve their needs. National parks and wildlife areas are off limits. Well, whatever keeps the home prices down, I'm all for it.
Yeah, the thing is, I don't think that'll keep the housing prices down, though.
It's just not enough.
No, there's no incentive.
That's true.
Why the fuck would they pay? I'm sorry, but the people that actually build the houses, right? They have no incentive to. And if they do government loans, they're just going to hike up the prices and take the profit off those government loans, government programs. Unless government does their job and regulates, and I mean actually regulates, and not just freaking half-ass does it, nothing's going to change. So anything else?
The sleeping prince of Saudi Arabia has just woken up after being in a coma for 20 years.
Sleeping
Hold on.
prince.
Praise be to God, and thanks for his father for not giving up.
What prince was that? Mohammed bin Salman.
I have no idea. I just read this on Twitter. I just asked which God. I know.
Probably Allah. But saying that, there are Christian Muslims. There are Christian kings in Saudi Arabia, Christian princes in the Middle East. Let's just put it like that. So when do you think Trump has plans in Greenland? Ooh, I like
Oh
you.
boy. Here we go again.
When's he gonna take Greenland, boys?
He's
He's
talking
gonna
about
take
taking Greenland.
Greenland by force. I don't think Trump cares. He's just gonna take it by military action. Do you think Denmark is going to actually freaking put up a fight if Trump takes it?
I would assume so. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe, but
Are they willing to go to nuclear war for Greenland?
oh no. Nuclear warfare is certainly out of the question.
Give them an
Especially
option.
what
Do you want
happened
nuclear
last time.
warfare for Greenland? Does this mean that we have to go in to protect Denmark?
No. Why
Don't
would
we have a
we
defensive
go
agreement with
defend something
Denmark?
that isn't ours?
Don't we have a defensive pact or agreement with Denmark?
I wouldn't know.
Can we look it up? Is there a UK defensive agreement pact? Because I know for a fact there was a pact with Belgium back in the day.
To be honest, there's tons of defensive pacts. And I'm not just talking about NATO.
Yes, I'm talking individual signed pacts. I won't be surprised if Britain's
Yes.
still got a pact with that powerful of a navy.
I know the UK certainly has a defense pact with Portugal, which is like the longest ongoing alliance between
Wouldn't
nations for a
surprise me.
very
It
long
says,
time.
well, we fucking helped. We basically owned part of Portugal. Portugal was part of us for a long time. It was basically a territory, a protectorate. When are we taking Canada back?
Any
day, but it will take a long while.
When are we taking our Canada back?
Whenever the time is right.
Better be, because I want Australia back as well. I want our empire. Will I be allowed to witness the British Empire reforming? Will the British Empire reform?
Not soon, but maybe.
I want to see the British Empire reform. And I want to actually see, and I want us to actually. Is there a chance that we could take over all of Europe when we play our cards right?
In what way?
We take over them economically and militarily.
Mostly
Without firing a
economically.
single bullet, Jimmy.
Mostly economically, for sure.
Good.
There is a chance.
Good. Do you think they'll be coming back to us saying, can you please rejoin the EU? Can you please help stabilise France and Germany on the brink of collapse?
I can't say there wouldn't
We'll
be.
make you supreme leader of Europe.
I mean, they're not that desperate, but they certainly would like the UK to come back to join the EU.
We'll be happy to join on one condition. You surrender to us, and you initially become protectorates of the British Empire.
You think they actually will surrender?
Realistically, Eric, the only ones I really care about militarily, and quite honestly, we were being truly honest, France, Germany, Italy, and maybe Spain. Netherlands, not so much. They're not really much of a military threat. Sweden, not really much of a military threat. And Norway, not really much of a military threat. They were never really much military threats. The only ones that really matter, quite frankly, are the nuclear powers in Europe, which are Britain and France. And I'm sure we could strike up a deal where we merge in one empire. Britannia will rule the waves once again. And we might even take back little old Canada. Supposedly Canada wants to join the EU. How funny would it be if we were to expand the EU and allow other countries to join the EU?
You know, I think there is a plan to have a multi-tier European system, at least a form of collaboration amongst European nations and other nations abroad.
What if we were to integrate Canada? What if we were to integrate Australia into the EU?
That is possible.
What if we were to give Britain? What if we were to take for Britain? What if we were to get rid of Ursula von der Leyen, replace it with the British command of Britain?
Now that would be something.
We'll take back our empire. I want to see the British Empire rise again.
One
The
post at a
world
time.
needs it. The world needs it.
One post at a time.
Step at a time. So where does America go from here? Do they take all of Canada? Do they take parts of Canada?
They can't jump on them just yet. Gotta let.
What do we gain from that? Does that mean that we take part of the east of Canada, make part of the EU?
I'm not sure about sharing Canada, but
I want Canada. I think Britain. Should we share Canada with America? Should we just
it
break
depends
Canada up
who.
between us and share it between us? The East
It
rejoin.
depends on.
How about this, right? Trump takes Trump takes the West, right? Parts of the West. We leave British Columbia. Trump takes part of the West, gets the Northwest Passage, and the rest, Eastern Canada reforms under Britain, becomes a protectorate. Eastern Canada becomes a part of the United Kingdom. So it basically is a. So do you know what Scotland and Ireland are, right? Northern Ireland are, right?
Yes.
Why doesn't Canada become one of them? The UK. I mean, the eastern part of Canada.
Yeah.
So yeah, the West stays with America. The eastern parts of Canada will make them a. So what do we call Scotland? Of the part of the UK, it's part of the UK, but what do we call it anyway? So it's like a realm of the UK or something like that.
Yeah. The United Kingdom of Great Britain, Northern Ireland,
And Canada.
and Eastern Canada.
Eastern Canada. Sounds a nice ring to it.
Yeah, it does.
It's either that or they stay on their own. I don't think Eastern Canada can function on its own. It would either that or it joins the EU. We take back Eastern Canada. We make them a part of Britain. Wasn't Eastern Canada full of all the frickin' British royalists anyway?
Yeah, I'd assume so, because Eastern Canada is amongst the most populated regional areas of Canada.
And besides, I don't think Canada in general really wanted to leave the British Empire. They were just forced out by Britain because we couldn't afford them at the time. All of it. But we're in a better situation now. Could we afford to keep Eastern Canada?
Who knows?
It's an interesting thought.
It is an interesting thought.
The way things are going, is America on the verge of civil war?
America?
Yes. North America. Mainly America.
Yes, it is on the verge.
The Liberals don't want us to deport people, right? But we need to deport people for a national security reason. Is that going to be an issue that's going to push Americans to civil war?
Yes, because if there are people that are mad with the current government's instructions, then yeah, of course, people on the left are going to riot, they're going to protest, and maybe, to some extent, dare I say, may cause some property damage. At least, maybe damages to federal vehicles and officers. Because I know people on the left don't like federal officers or vehicles related to it.
Why?
From what
Is there
I've
a bunch
seen.
of criminals?
That's for the viewers or the listeners to decide.
So do you honestly believe that Trump will actually give up power next election? I believe he will.
But the question:
Why what?
why would he give up power? Like, yeah, people may not agree with what he's doing, but
no, I
he
mean
is doing
he'll give
something.
up power when his term ends.
You know, he'll make room for the man, the myth, the legend, Tim Walz.
Tim Walz is not getting elected. I'm sorry, but are the Democrats really that dumb that they think that Tim Walz is electable? He's not that great. He's not a good candidate, and quite honestly, to me, Tim Walz is as much as Africa is basically a Dick Cheney and Eels. Basically, the Democrats' version of Dick Cheney, effectively. And the Republicans fucking hate him. He's that much to the point that he moved that they basically kicked out his daughter out of politics. Cheney's got kicked out of the Republican Party because they're warmongering neocons. You got to ask the question: what does a neocon, a warmonger like Dick Cheney, that was one of the major proponents of the Iraq War, have in common with Kamala Harris?
They're both passionate about this country.
No, they're both passionate about war and sending up young black and white Americans to their death, to an early grave. That's what they want. They want to make it sound like all the racial lines on literally in politics is all like it's Republicans and Republicans are racist. Right? Like, realistically, there's a group of people, there's a bunch of war hawks, and Dick Cheney was one of the biggest war hawks. And yeah, if you look back, right, in the last 20 years, right, how many Republicans started wars? Yeah, George W. Bush, Clinton before him.
But that's it.
Yeah. George W. Bush, and Clinton was a Democrat, and then you got Obama that freaking invaded. Obama in his 2 terms invaded more countries than everybody else. Wasn't it 8 countries he invaded?
Hey, 4 more years. I don't know. I'm joking. Imagine
now we've got Trump. Looks from what it looks like, Trump's probably going to get us a war in freaking Ukraine. You got Biden. As much as you can say, Trump didn't really start any wars during his term. Biden started a war in Ukraine. You started a war in Israel. He started a war with Israel. With Israel and Iran and Hezbollah.
And now Israel's at war with Ukraine.
He was allowed to. They're going to say, Pakistan and India started on Trump's watch. That's what they're going to say. But Americans didn't have much involvement in that, right? And quite frankly, you can probably make the case that probably was festering for a long, long time and potentially could have been provoked by Biden before he left. Yellow casket. Have you seen images of Bill Clinton walking? Right? He doesn't look well. And the fact that why the fuck would you allow him to go out in public? Same with Biden. Just let him stay in a nursing home in California. Take care of him. Put him in a home, a private home. Mainly either put him in a home or keep him in a private mansion. Have Kate looking after him. But he's not going to get that, right? He's not going to get that because his fucking son is a fucking scumbag. And his family's a scumbag. I feel for him, right? Because the guy's clearly not there. And he's not going to get the help he truly deserves. Because his family are a bunch of scumbags. And would sell their own fucking grandma just to make money.
What's the same bugger?
What is it?
I don't know.
You look concerned. You sound concerned, John, man. What is it?
Oh boy.
We just declared war on Iran.
Are you all ready to hear this?
Am I going to fucking cry myself to sleep tonight? Depending on what it is.
Well, probably, yeah. Zelensky warns oil price surge could help Russia's war effort.
It could also help you. You know how much money he's making just transferring oil to other countries? He's getting
at
a
least
cut off that, you know?
Yeah, of course. Although...
Doesn't Ukraine have a shitload of oil fields? Actually. Doesn't Ukraine have a shitload amount of oil and gas?
Probably.
Pipelines.
Most likely, yeah.
Pretty sure that's the reason why it's mainly going off their Odessa, isn't it? Because oil and gas fields there. You're saying, well, yeah, well...
What were you going to say?
Yeah, well, it doesn't surprise me.
So I guess he's not going to cry himself to sleep then.
No. I thought you were going to say that Britain's going to start declared war in frickin' Ukraine on Russia. That's something a fucking idiot PM would do. The ironic thing is, though, right? We're going to suffer the same fate in the next 2 years, right?
What do you mean?
The next 2 years, right? Reform's going to get in, right? It's guaranteed they're going to get in.
Right.
And it's going to do fucking nothing for us because I don't believe he'll do a fucking thing for anybody in our country. He's basically bought by the Muslims. So basically electing an inside Muslim party. Yeah, and the vast majority, there's a lot of people can see it. Even my fucking dad can see it, but he's still going to vote them because it's better than what we've fucking got now. Again, we've got no real fucking option.
Picking the lesser of two evils, I see.
gotten that bad to the point where I might even run myself. Even though I've got a chance now, but this could feel a better option.
He says gotten so bad that what?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change.
Nothing is gonna. Let's be honest.
No, you're not going to be able to vote your way out of it. Our voting would never help anything, because if voting actually did anything, they would never let us vote. I don't know who's running the things behind the scenes, but I know someone's running things. Could be Jews, it could be something else, or it could be a collectivized group of other different people. It could be it could be royalty for all I know.
That is the biggest mystery that is probably not going to be solved.
I don't think it's just solely Jews. I think it's a mixture of all. I think it's a mixture of the old aristocracy, mainly the kings and his advisors, a bunch of bankers, Jewish bankers. So the people that really run the city, the people that run the Vatican. The British monarchy has got a bit of part to play in this. I don't know how much part they've got to play in this, but they've got a part to play.
Cut just now.
The Saxe-Coburg and Gotha family have a part to play in this. The British royal family has a part to play in this. The Luxembourg royal family have a part to play in this. The Monaco family the Grimaldis have a part to play in this. The people that run... Does Norway have its own royal family?
Norway, yeah. I think they do.
So Sweden have their own royal family.
Yeah, Sweden does have a royal family.
Sweden and Norway. So all the royal families in Britain, including the Muslim ones, including the ones in Asia, the royals in Asia, and some very high up people in government and certain other governments. We all agree that the war is being played on one side. Only one side's pulling the strings on both sides of the war. And Russia's just strings are being pulled by someone else, by a puppet master.
It's all an act.
So who created communism? What majorly financed communism in Russia?
Well, there are names of two guys that wrote the first manifesto
That's
for
people
what
that
is
wrote the
known to be
manifesto. Who's the people that were funding him? Because you don't fucking conquer a country. You don't conquer a country and push ideology like that without financial backers.
That's true. Very
Who
true.
was funding him? Was it
Well,
sympathetic Russians? Sympathetic Chinese? Was it Jews? Was it secret people, benign people in Britain, in America, trying to fucking turn this country, trying to destroy was it certain people that are trying to destroy the Russian Tsardom? We all realize World War II and World War I was a sole war to destroy monarchy, big, powerful houses. Have you noticed something, right? All the major houses in Europe, right, that survived, are all related to the Windsors.
The Windsor?
English is monarchy. They're all related. Don't you think it's a bit convenient how all the royals that were related? Some people think that it's the Windsors that are the main house of that family, but I'm not 100% sure that England's the main house. Sometimes I think it may be Sweden or Denmark. Is Belgium a royal family, a monarchy?
Yeah, Belgium does have a royal family.
Then why are they allowing their country to be fucking swallowed up by Islamists? That'll probably replace them.
Part of the plan. Probably.
Is it part of the plan to create a united jihad, a European caliphate?
Probably. You never really know with certain people and their motives.
What happens? So what are the strategies, the paths? What are the outcomes of what's to happen?
Immigration patterns into developed nations will continue for the next decade, and from that moment forward, many of the companies and organizations of high value are going to be owned by people with foreign ancestry, or at least people who are not from the countries that these companies are based in. They're going to have most of the say of how those companies are run.
Which is based on what is going on, companies in Britain, Americans, or the Saudis.
I feel like the Saudis will have a chance of making their influence and impact.
Aramco is heavily owned by the Saudi royal family.
Yes.
Third biggest shareholder, if I remember correctly. They are heavily invested in entertainment. The people that own F1, right, Liberty Media Group, right, wouldn't be surprised if the Saudi royal family don't have a massive stake in them. for the amount of money they spend. But yeah.
But yeah, is there anything else in the news?
I think that is us.
All right.
Peace.